Alrighty, class. Before we get into writing, it's essential to spend time brainstorming and organizing our ideas. Today, we are going to use ChatGPT to help with this process. First, I will show you how to ask ChatGPT to help generate ideas for your essay on the topic, the impact of social media on society. The goal is for you to use the ideas GPT gives you to inform a solid outline and draft your introduction. So today's lesson goals. Today's lesson goals is with the use of ChatGPT, students will be able to come up with and arrange essay topics, as well as create an outline and opening paragraphs. So your guys' prompt today is, what are some arguments for and against the impact on of social media on society? Question mark. Okay, everyone. Okay. So your prompt is, what are some arguments for and against the impact of social media on society? Okay, so I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT for brainstorming. I'll type this question into ChatGPT. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So the prompt, it was, what are some arguments for and social against the impact of social media on society? Question mark. And then you can click this little arrow on top right here on the right corner to enter, or you can click enter to submit your question to ChatGPT, and then we take a moment for it to lay out our response. So and then remember, you can ask ChatGPT for multiple perspectives, and it's important to give both sides of the argument. So right here, once it's done generating its response, it gave us both the positive and negative impacts. So right here is the arguments for the impact of social media on society, which gave us the increased creativity, connectivity, and communication. It also says access to information, empowerment and activism, business and economic opportunities, fostering creativity and self-expressions. And then now we have arguments against the impact of social media on society. So it has mental health concerns, spread of misinformation, privacy and data security, decrease social skills and face-to-face interactions, impact on democracy and political disclosure. So now let's look at, so now we already looked at some points that JetTV has generated. We have got for the argument like how social media connects people and spread awareness, and arguments against like how it contributes misinformation and mental health issues. These are kinds of ideas you will be working with today. You can copy them into your notes or Google Docs, and feel free to use them when drafting your outline. So now I want you to take at least 5 minutes to enter your own prompt into ChatGPT, type in your versions of the essay questions, and see what ideas ChatGPT generates for you. You should aim to get a mix of arguments for and against the topic. I will be walking around to assist you as you work. So I'll be walking around during this time to like assist my students, where I'll look and then I'll be walking around and looking for my students. Looks like you're getting into some good ideas, Sam. How about you, Emily? Are you getting enough variety for ChatGPT? And then Emily's response would be, I think so, but it feels like the arguments are too broad. Should I ask for more specific? So she's asking for help. So my response would be for her is, that's a great question, Emily. You can ask for more details by referring your prompt. For example, instead of asking about the impact of social media, try to ask about how social media affects teenagers' mental health, or how social media shapes public opinions and politics. Specifically, will help narrow the focus and give you more precise ideas. And okay, now that you got in your brainstorm ideas, we are going to move on to create an outline for your essay. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back to my whiteboard. Open. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my whiteboard. Continue. Back to my whiteboard, and we are going to move on creating an outline for your essay. Take a look at the structure I written on the board. So the outline for the outline. So the first thing should be your introduction, which should include a thesis statement, a hook, which should be included into your introduction. The next second part would be your body paragraphs. Body paragraphs, which should include your first argument, number one, and this is going to be is from ChatGPT. It should also include argument number two. This is also from ChatGPT. And then the third thing should be your conclusion, which should include the restate thesis, and you're including your maybe some final thoughts you guys may have. And this should be your outline of so your outline should follow these basic structures. First, start with your introduction. Your thesis statement should clearly express what you are arguing. You'll then break down the body paragraphs, each with its own supporting points. Finally, your conclusion should wrap everything up. This will guide your writing process. So these are your outlines. So for example, let me go ahead and give you my example. So for example, my introduction. My introduction would be my thesis. And my thesis would be, while social media has many benefits, such as, and then we'll go back to our what ChatGPT had referred to us and had given us, which was the increase, such as increasing global, you can see that, which be increasing global communication. It also negatively impacts mental health and contributes to the spread of misinformation, period. That would be in my introduction. So my thesis would be, while social media has many benefits, such as increasing global communication, it also negatively impacts mental health and contributes to spread of misinformation. So my second thing would be my body paragraph, number one. Which will include my argument, which is social media helps people stay connected across the world, period. And then I would go ahead and do my body paragraph number three. No, body paragraph number two, I'm sorry. Which would be another argument. And my second would be social media promotes unrealistic standards which can lead to mental health issues, period. So, and then, so I already got my two body paragraphs. And then lastly would be my conclusion, which would be which would should include your restating your thesis and add a call to action for responsible social media use. Period. So yeah, this is what my outline would be, and it's something example for you guys to use what we have chatted. So now it's your turn to create your outline. Use the ideas you got from ChatGPT and start structuring your essay. Once you have gotten your outline, begin drafting your introduction paragraphs. And there's the time where I'll be walking around for any questions or help and be looking around you guys' work, see how you guys are working, and see how most of you guys are doing. So I'll go ahead and start walking around, and then I'll see some of my students' outlines, which would include, let's say the student is called Millie. So I'll be like, good job. I'll be looking at Millie's outline. I'll be like, good job, Millie, with your outline, Millie. How are you feeling about your thesis? Do you think it's clearly states your argument? And Millie's response would be, I'm not sure. I think I need to make it a bit stronger. And then my response would be, great. Try tweaking it by making your stance clear. For example, instead of saying social media can affect society, you might say social media social media influence on society is overwhelming negatively, contributing to both the mental health issues and the spread of misinformation, which is something I can give, which is an idea that you can use to your thesis statement, Millie. Was reading it and I seen that you have stated about social media can affect. But let's add a little bit more to that. And then Millie's response would be to me, okay, that makes sense. Thank you. So lastly, so at the end, all right, class. As you finish your outlines, I want you to start writing your introduction paragraph. Don't worry about making it perfect right now. Just focus on getting your ideas down, and remember, you can always ask ChatGPT to help on paraphrasing your structure. So for homework, complete your introduction and outline. Use ChatGPT for feedback if you need it. We'll review the draft next class. So next class. So at the end, remember remember students, ChatGPT is a tool to help you generate ideas and improve your writing. But it's up to you to put those ideas together in a thoughtful way. I'll see you in the next class. Thank you.